And welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Scramble for the Far East mod. Now, let me start by saying watching back, editing the last episode, I really bloody well enjoyed that. I got two really nice naval battles in there with great cinematics, and then the land battle against the Russians. So many troops, obviously made it a little bit laggy. However, just like the things that happen in it, the complete army wipe on the left at the start, and then the unit that has absolutely evaporated by just absolutely shredded by all those volleys that was leveled against it, to only like 20 people surviving. Just the first like initial wave of volleys from us. In one sweep, it's all gone. And then the gully fight when they were standing on the other side shooting at each other. There was so many epic moments in that. It was kind of hard to capture all of it. With that said, and keeping that in mind, I made a mistake for this. So, I was always under the impression that, okay, so you have the victory points in Japan, being the two capitals. You had the Shogun's capital of Edo. What is today Tokyo, which is the province here, Musashi province, and then Kyoto, which is the imperial capital, which is over here in Yamashiro. And then and then the second one, the third one, I should say, is this one in Korea, which is the Korean capital. And then I just assumed, since it's all capitals, that since the next one was up in Russian territory, I figured it was Russian capital. I mean, some of your eagle-eyed viewers might have noted that that was not the case. The last province you need to take is Outer Manchuria. It's not, and that's not the main Russian province. So in between episodes, as I was working my way, taking over castles and stuff, I already won the campaign by taking Outer Manchuria. It makes sense though if you play a long campaign that is kind of set it so it's a corner province, so you could take everything before like completing the campaign. With that said, even though I've already won the campaign, we're gonna put it as the goal to take like the central province. So I think the Russians got another big stack cooking that we're gonna be able to fight. So we're gonna get one more big fight, and then we're gonna work our way through the castles, and we're gonna get the Russians and over and done with. And then maybe as a bonus episode, because we haven't fought the Dutch, there could be that we could move against the Dutch. I don't know what type of troops the what's it called? The Sacho Alliance has. I don't think they have this like the standard ones that everyone else got. I don't think they've got any special troops. But maybe like add in a spice there as an extra episode. We could go ahead and invade the Dutch. But with that said, we'll continue here today, and we'll go ahead and attack the Russians. So currently, there's a lot of marching to be done to get up there. We're gonna get first our assassins, the spies. We're gonna go ahead and move in first. And then we're gonna have the armies here crossing. What I'm thinking is we don't cross the river just yet. We cross the river. Everyone will cross the river together. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know, this force, he'll probably retreat, and I probably won't be able to catch him, so there's no point in chasing him. So we're gonna move like this. What I'm thinking is, I've got the faction leader down here, rather than having him march with the rest of them. I'm thinking we could force our way through the port and land him up here. But then we need a bigger navy. Oh, here comes the American navy. I paid the Americans to join the war, so they're sending a navy to help me. That's pretty nice. Maybe what I should do if they get close enough is I should actually invade the port, the Russian port, just so we can get like the American fleet taking part in the battle. I'm gonna move a more substantial fleet, 10 ships. Maybe I should get one with the what's it called? The French ships. France has been building a lot of troops. So I don't know. I mean, I can't even begin to like kind of, you know, because there's so many. Like there's so many here. There's so many here. I know they've got another bunch here. Like they've got so many troops. So I don't really know a way to properly like defeat the French. I mean it would be because these troops are so good. You know what? Why am I talking about this? I'm dragging out the episode needlessly, postulating about that. Right. Let's go ahead and move and see who makes it first here. Also the Russian army. Preferably I'll actually take this castle and force them to have the final fight around here. And the Russians like moved in force to like defend this area. But anyways, let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? The Americans moved in a little bit earlier. I was hoping that maybe I could have the attack coincide with me actually landing my faction leader's army. That does not look to be the case right now. I guess I could still land him and he could be moving away before the Russian army catches him. He wouldn't take this because this kind of would trigger them to go back after him. But he could actually move through here and start taking the two settlements that are behind the Russians. But all of that kind of, the risk is that it could possibly trigger these guys to come back, which I don't want. I want them to move forward and meet my main army. It also looks like the Russians are purposely sending troops to retake Outer Manchuria. The destroyed force that's moving through here is moving up towards Outer Manchuria, and this one seems to be snaking along the river here, making its way towards Outer Manchuria. With that said, we're going to still go ahead and aid the Americans here by... No, I do not want to... I want to attack port. So we're going to break down the port so the Americans don't suffer any more damage than necessary holding this port. Under siege, as you can see, they're suffering from the shore batteries, which I guess are hidden from view right now. But... seems the American ships have taken quite a bit of damage crossing the Japanese Sea of Japan. Although, I don't know, Sea of Japan, Sea of Korea. I think it's called Sea of Japan, but it's a little bit questionable since I don't think the Koreans are too happy about it. Right, enough said. Let's go ahead and sink the Russian Navy and take control of the port. Well, good help the the American Navy was. I'm not entirely sure what really happened. One of their ships managed to get in the middle of the fire and got blown to bits. And the rest of them got stuck because the smallest one of their ships somehow sunk. I'm pretty sure they rammed into one of their own ships, sunk it, and then it ended up in such a way that the others couldn't move. So, good help on the American Navy. Somehow, I'm sure this ship was lost. Because, and that wasn't even the one that came under fire. This one just sank because, God knows, the Americans accidentally ran into it. Good help they were. Anyways, I took control of the Navy, so at least we're saving the Americans from any more embarrassments. Hopefully. But with that, we should intern once more and continue closing in on the Russians. They've been sending one army forwards, which I'm a little bit... I don't like it, because I want to meet them all in battle. We don't want to meet them piecemeal, which wouldn't be entertaining. Oh, there's a femboy over there. There's a Russian one. We don't like Russian femboys. May anime be with you. The Russian army keeps inching closer to us, but they don't want to go ahead directly for us. It looks like the other second army here is also moving off to the side. So they intend to retake out the Manchuria before they're going to fight us. Which I am not going to stop them from continue marching here. We're going to set up so that we are ready to attack them once they do. I could actually lay an ambush out here, but that wouldn't be fun. Wait. Which general did I set up to have the night fight ability? I think it was this general, wasn't it? He's way too far away. I was hoping at least we can squeeze one night battle in. I think this is the one. Enable night battles, yeah. What I could do is I possibly could... I guess for the final episode we might siege a castle or something where he can fight in the night. God damn it. Right, no night battle then. What I'm thinking here is we'll move off the road slightly and concentrate the army around this area right here, and then maybe you should move up to cover this area, because that could mean possibly they can move around like that. And that could possibly work. Oh, that was unnecessary, walking around him like that. We are currently recruiting troops out just in case this actually managed to lay siege to the area. God awful. Right. I could also here at any moment bring in the faction leader to actually lay siege and take their capital. Quite a bit of fancy cavalry in here. Why haven't they sent them out? I'd rather see them fight on the front lines with the rest of their armies. Yeah, you know what? I do have a lot of assassins. So we should prepare the assassins to be in such a way that once we are ready to strike at the enemy army, the assassins go in and they sabotage enough of them that they won't be retreating away from me. And that's how we'll do it. So somewhere here, hopefully, is where we have another major battle against the Russian army. Great. One of my generals was assassinated. I did not see that coming. I didn't even see... and then there's an... Huh. And someone was almost enchanted as well. So it seems like the Russians do have... still have something going for them. Now we definitely want to deal with the assassin. To get rid of him. That was not nice. That would have been... because... that would have been... let's see, which general did I lose? It must have been... okay, if Zimmerman is still here, that means that it was... oh, I can't even remember him. But it will come to me. Right, let's go ahead and see here. We will go ahead and sabotage. This one failed. However, I'm sure I'll be able to sabotage this one, which I did. Which means that we can bring these armies to battle. At least these three. And I will pick then for the armies to join me. We'll have... I feel like all the Brunswickens have always done me well. So maybe they can lead the attack. And then we can have... or actually we can have this Oldenburg is clearly within reach. So they will lead the attack. And then we'll have the Brunswickens come in as reserves. And unfortunately it's just 22,000 Russians against my 11,000. So not really this super battle, but as the Russians are heading for this shit castle rather than facing me, this will do. This will do. Well, excuse me? What's going on here? Why have they deflated my hill? I always have a nice big hill right in the center, but now they've deflated it. The Russian came in the night and just dug it all away. Well, not all of it, but most of it. Bastards. They seem to have moved it over here. Clearly, this is where I need to move my army, which is good because the reinforcement army is coming in from this angle, so they can take control of that. With that said, let's go ahead and start.
Today, sir, we attack.
Right, the Russian army starts quite far away with the bulk of their troops over on this side. I think we're already firing on this side because of the artillery batteries that are moving here, but I'm sure my cannon shots are moving this way, yeah. So we're not firing on the mess here. They're clearly moving to the high ground, I would say. A little bit interested where the Russian reinforcements are coming in. Jesus Christ. That's not Jason Bourne, that's the Russian army, right. They come in right behind us. That's not good. I'm trying to hold them off by sacrificing my cavalry. Okay, so that's not great. This brigade will be turned towards that. I think these troops supported by the general might be enough.
From the battlefield, sir.
And then these two brigades will be enough to hold the enemy in check. Okay, I'm gonna order the cavalry to fall back. Hold fire. Hopefully most of the cavalry units actually made it out. Sneaky Russians there, making quite the nice ambush on me. At the same time we got the Brunswicken force coming in here. I just want to quickly deploy it. So I've got something going for me. I'm gonna get the hussars coming this way. The two batteries up here.
General is in mortal peril, sir.
Get the general over here. Okay, they are quickly moving on to the side here, which is not great. avoiding the kill zone. There's a lot of fire coming from the Russians, but I don't seem to be losing a lot of men in the lines here. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of Russians are making it out of the kill zone as well. Got 2 guards that I can move in and deploy there. Okay, I feel like the cavalry needs to push back here again. And my general might deploy a few inspiring abilities. Alright, we're gonna send in the cavalry. An attack. I'm gonna turn the general a little bit so we can fire upon them. Okay, the units over here are starting to fire. They've clearly moved in. I don't know. Has the Russians deployed some kind of AI learning? Why are they so competent? They pulled off a real switcheroo on me. Okay, now suddenly, like, the numbers really dropped. They seem to have been firing above into the guards. Okay, 25, you're not going to continue fighting then. And the cavalry has been fighting here for a bit. I'm going to pull them back again. I was hoping that maybe I could just run through it all. There's going to be so many Russians ready for a second battle, because I'm not going to be able to catch them all. The Russians really caught me by surprise with this one. Bastards. We didn't kill nearly as many Russians as one would have hoped here. Especially not compared to what I probably lost. And then we have this fight over here. As soon as these batteries are set up... Oh no! No, don't tell me. There's more Russians coming up behind me? Right where my reinforcements came out? You gotta be shitting me. Enemy reinforcements turning up there? That can't be, can it? Alright, this force have fought. It's... Oh no! There's... They're outmaneuvering over here. And I was constantly making fun of the Russians. And now they're really hammering me. So we're pulling this brigade back. These are not happy with their situations. The guards turning around, the army's turning around here. So what I want is I want shrapnel shot right into this mess right here. I'm gonna take personal command and I'm gonna fire straight into that mess. There we go. Unfortunately, I won't be able to chase all of these down, will I? We still have the Brunswickens. I'll set them up here. We need to destroy as many of these as possible. Like, I cannot have that many Russians like get out of this fight. I'm gonna just push the cavalry straight through the lines and go after them. Very intense fighting though. Short and intense fighting, which is always nice, but it's gonna be hard to cover everything. It's enough for me just trying to keep my forces together here. I'm gonna pull this brigade even further back to try and draw these in. Just so we can rely a little bit more on the guards. And then we're gonna compact this line a little bit. And I'm gonna bring two of the Brunswickens in to join that line. Cavalry here, hopefully running down as many of these as possible. I think there's one gun here. Yeah, this one got screwed up in the deployment. I'm gonna run a cavalry unit through it. In this case, my general. Go after this one while he's confused of what's going on. Good numbers in terms of kills for the cavalry. Alright, they're starting to turn the guns around, that's good. And these took the bait and now they're in, being fired upon from multiple angles, which is great. Meanwhile, the cavalry was able to break those down. However, now they're riding straight into the fire of these grenadiers, and I'm gonna pull them off to try and save them from absolute destruction. Why? Whoa! How did you? I just moved you into line, and you lost 200 men. Who are we fighting? I guess once the Russian guards get going, they are able to produce quite the result. Quite the result indeed. I must get my guards in on this fight, especially around here. Well, now we are breaking these guys, which is good. Now when the cannons properly organized against this. And eventually we were able to break them down here. But look at the casualty rates of my army. The Russian Bear have still got it. Still got it. They're not completely defeated yet. With the forces over here destroyed, I'm gonna move these forces up, and then not you, but the two guards should move up. We'll move you like that, and we'll switch these lines, although I don't think anyone's gonna come through there, but better safe than sorry. I'm gonna move this brigade through here, and now organized the cavalry I've left. What I want to do is I want to punch them straight through here, set up behind, ready to break down anyone coming up behind me. Those Russian guard units, really powerful. Okay, I think the entire enemy army is now looking to... Yeah, they're all breaking now.
The enemy has hidden units, sir.
We have won the battle. Right, strike them there, destroy them. Plenty of artillery.
Triumphed over the enemy.
Shots going in here, breaking up the enemy. Now I want the entire army to move through. And let's see if we can't kill as many as possible of these fools. Although maybe it's too much saying fools now, because this was the enemy actually put up quite the fight here against me. There we go, we have victory, but a costly one. I couldn't get another one of these and expect total victory.
A unit is running from the battlefield, sir.
And here I was under the impression that I was the one that forced the Russians into a battle where I would absolutely destroy them. But in this case, they were able to inflict quite the casualties on me instead. Although still not comparable, because in the end, I was able to take down 16,000 Russians out of 23 deployed. However, of my 11,000 deployed, 4,000 lay dead, leaving 7,500. Lucky for me, no unit was destroyed, but we took some really heavy losses. This is, it's been quite a while since I had anything like this. 4,000 men lost on my side. Only ever a close victory. When it comes to kills, we have got lifeguards, so it's not cavalry. That's kind of interesting. Actually, cavalry doesn't end up until 4th place. So we got 3 units of infantry that was able to kill more, and they were about to kill 1,000 each. And it looks like it's concentrated among 5 units that killed 1,000 each. And as we go down, we got some poor reading among the cavalry. I threw them in to keep the enemy occupied there at the start. Heavy losses. And they weren't able to kill that many, but I was able to contain them before they were able to really break out and do some even more serious damage to the rear of my units. But I was able to destroy a large part of them. However, the Oldenburg army definitely needs to fall back and regroup. In the case here, I think what we can do is we can move forward in strength and then attack this army right here. And I think we can, looks like I'll be able to force him into a battle. This should be an easy out result, but as we already had a battle, I think we'll wait with such a move until next video, where really I've broken down the Russian army now. These need to be chased down and forced into some kind of outer assault when I destroy them. And then we'll need to meet this one right here. I mean, this army could still possibly fight another battle. The Oldenburg army, though, I don't feel that confident in sending that one into battle, so it should really get across the river. I'm hoping these guys will turn around and come back here and fight me, but that is still to see. So we still have 3 fresh armies in the area, and the enemy has 2 in the close vicinity here. But I'm still a little bit worried because the geisha have been trying to convert my generals, which I don't like. They've already managed to assassinate. Who was it? He had the name of like a famous general, like Bismarck or something. But I can't remember. It was like the last general I got, and he wasn't that well used. He didn't have that much experience, but still not very nice to lose him. I'd rather, of course, have him still under my command. But I feel like it's this version right now, because I remember in the last version, like, the ninjas were like crazy, over the top, like constantly attacking. I remember like losing so many generals constantly to the ninja attacks. Definitely took my advice there and kind of lowered the aggressiveness of those. But there we have it. We managed to take control of the main port, so they're not receiving any money through there at all. We savaged their army. It was a close victory, but I mean, we lost 4,000, they lost 16,000. They lost 4 times as many troops. And the thing is, I've got 3 fresh armies to bring up, so they've got 2 and not really a good general to combat that. And really, they don't have that much all the way back to their capital. But the game knows what's up. I always do this, don't I? In the last bit, I just keep talking and talking. So yeah. You know what? As always, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.